Hello Shannon, how are you today?
Good, thank you.
Good. I sure appreciate you coming in today. As you know, I'm the school counselor here at the high school, and I interact with a lot of the teachers, a lot of the administration, a lot of the faculty. And as you know, your son goes here, and we love having him here. He's a wonderful student. He's always been a team player as far as playing on whichever team he's playing on, and we sense that he's slipping a little bit. We see his grades suffering a little bit. We see him not as attentive with his classwork. We see him not engaging as he normally does. We just want to know if there's something that we could do to help you out here.
Well, I appreciate you guys noticing that. I've been noticing a little bit of difference at home. He used to sit downstairs with us a lot. Lately he hasn't been wanting to have dinner with us. He just takes his plate upstairs to his room and sits there, or just takes it up to his room and doesn't really participate in any family things. I did find, I was kind of suspicious, and that maybe he was into something he shouldn't be. And I did find a vape in his desk drawer the other day. He said he had tried it, but he didn't do it all the time. And so I took that away. I didn't find anything else, but, you know, I'm concerned too.
Okay.
About that, about his grades and what's going on.
All right. So he didn't confess to the vaping at all?
He said he had tried it, but he doesn't do it regularly.
Okay. So it's hard to monitor as administration and as a parent. So we'll keep an eye on that and quiz him about that.
Mm-hmm.
We have here at the school, if he would ever want to do, and it's not mandated, but if he ever wanted to, he could educate himself on the dangers of vaping. And we could offer that to him as we would anybody. And so if he's ever interested in that, or if you want to use it as a tactic to make him realize the harm that he's causing himself, let us know, and we'll sign him up for a class. And it's not a punitive thing, it's just something to brighten his mind on what might happen. So the vaping thing. The grades are slipping. Do you see him, you know, his homework assignments, it seems like he's turning them in. Those are slipping. His test scores are definitely going downhill. Is he? Is there anything to allude to in that, or?
Again, because he's spending so much time in his room, we don't know exactly what's going on. We took all his gaming stuff. I was gaming a lot. He was very angry. We took all of his gaming things out of his room. And so he can't do that. He still has his phone, however. And he just seems a little more depressed than usual. He used to come home and be really happy, and now he seems like he's grumpy all the time. And I don't know if that's just like maybe a teenager thing.
And he's 17?
Yes.
17.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have a 17-year-old, and it can be very very troubling. You think he's on one page, and then next time he's gone. Different attitude. In the sports that he's playing, he's normally signing up for different sports. I haven't seen him sign up for anything. Do you think something happened not so long ago that might have made him just kind of tune out to the world, and he kind of has different aspirations? Or I don't see him going from a sports to something else. It seems like he's just kind of severed ties with his social life here at the school.
Yeah, I mean he's got a girlfriend, and that's like the only person that he seems to be in touch with anymore. He's kind of, right, like you said, cut off his friendships and spending a lot of time with her. And so I don't know. I don't know. One of his friends mentioned to me that he thought that the girlfriend didn't want him to play sports anymore because it took up so much time. And that maybe she's having somewhat of an influence over him.
Is this his first girlfriend?
It's his first serious girlfriend, yeah. And he's spending a lot of time with her, and kind of seems like that's his one-track mind. And so I don't want to blame her for, you know, the grades and the sports. I'm just wondering if that's part of the problem, is that he's just listening to her too much. And so we're kind of at a loss of how we can help him get back into things. He'll say things like, well, I don't want to do sports or that club because I want to concentrate on schoolwork because of college, but then his grades are slipping, so that doesn't make sense.
Something he's not telling us about. But as you mentioned, 17-year-old boys are 17-year-old boys, and their emotions are all over the place, and you kind of do what they do.
Mm-hmm.
We're here to guide them along. I commend you for what you do with him, though. It seems like you're very, you know what's going on with him. It's you notice it also, and we're glad that we're on the same page, is noticing his decline a little bit. Our goal is to have him have a wonderful experience here at the high school. As I alluded to before, he was engaged with sports and other activities. Now he's slipping a little bit. So if there's anything that you know of that we could do to kind of get him back on track there, we practice a little bit more restorative efforts as opposed to punitive. So we don't want to punish him for his slipping, because he's still a good student. We just noticed the change. And so if he's ever wanting to engage with a club or something like that, we would love to do what we can to get him back involved and have him finish up his high school career with a bang and speak highly of the high school. So the grades, we know that we're coming to the end of a term, and we need to get those grades up, because I know he's looking at some different colleges. We need to get those up a little bit. Do you have any thoughts on how we can get that up? I heard that you took away his gaming stuff, so that's he probably has more time. But if he's turning his homework in, it seems like all the grades are just slipping. They're not going away. He's still turning it in. It's just bad. So he went from A's to D's pretty quick, and that's not like Carter. And so we just want to make sure we can get this before it's too late. So. What do you think we could do as a faculty? How can we support him a little bit better with his academic portion?
Well, I wonder if the things he's turning in are just things he's done really quickly, because he was getting it. It doesn't seem like he doesn't understand it. It just seems like he's doing it just to do it, so he can show that he's kind of like he wants his image to appear like he's doing things, but he's not really doing them to the best of his effort. Just kind of, here, I did it, and hand it in. But I don't know if there's any sort of after-school kind of program that we could say, until his grades get up to a certain point, he has to go to that. If there's that sort of support here at the high school for him to stay after. I know that even if he was doing a sport right now, he probably wouldn't qualify because his grades are so bad.
True, good point.
So, but that doesn't seem to be a motivator to him right now. So I don't know, and you said not punitive. I wouldn't want it to come across as punitive, but something that we could get him on board with for staying after or coming before school if there are teachers available to kind of not babysit him, but kind of probe a little bit more as to why he's getting D's when he used to get A's. So that would be something I'd like to ask of the school, if there's something like that, like after school help, tutoring. So
yeah, we do have office hours. We have different teachers will hold office hours in the morning time. Some will have office hours at the lunchtime, and then some will have office hours in the evening. So whatever Carter is needing help in, we can just contact those teachers and set up different times, and I'm sure they'd be more than happy to work with Carter. How does he respond? Does he respond to more of incentivizing things, or does he respond to, you better do this or you're not going to go to college, kind of give him the grim details? Is he more of how does he react? We don't want to have him back down into a corner where he won't talk to anybody, but we want to make sure that he knows that we are on his side, and we want him to do as good as he can. So we want to know that we're here to support him, and however it's going to help him out. I don't know if the incentivizing thing would help him, and there's ways we can do that, or just tell him, scared straight kind of tactics.
Mhm.
Tell him this is what's going to end up happening, and if he goes from there.
Yeah. Probably incentivizing would be good, and I could work at home with him on that. Like, if you improve your grades, you can have so much time gaming back or something like that. If we, if you guys worked with me on that, and then something at school, like, I don't know what you guys would even do here to incentivize, but I think that's a good idea. I could see him responding to that. Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
One incentive we could do is talk to the coach and see if they would, I think we're 3 weeks to a month into the season already, and the tryouts have already happened, but they know that Carter's a good athlete. He played last year, and so we could see, hey, if you can put in this little bit of work, to get your grades up to at least playing level, we could probably get you back on the team. I would hate to ask the coach that favor if Carter's not willing to try, but I know that the coach would love to have Carter back on the team, and so if we could throw him a bone saying, hey, get you back on the baseball team, not promising your starting position back, but you could at least be on the team and let your efforts kind of put you where you get to go. That would be one incentive we could do for him, and I remember the times he would have a good time playing baseball, so maybe that's a good incentive for him. Hopefully he doesn't wrap up too much in the girlfriend, and I love how you did, you saw that was stealing his time was the gaming, and you said, all right, we'll eradicate that. I do know kids of today, that is one of their outlets, and it's a healthy outlet to a large extent. People are making millions and millions and millions of dollars gaming, so where it used to be bad for you, it's now a career field. So.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And so if he's a talented gamer, we would hate to have taken that from him. And so maybe I love how you said, hey, maybe we can start to, if you do a little bit better on your homework, you can gradually get your gaming time back. If I was as good as Carter is at sports, as games, that would pop into my head like, oh, I will get my grades up tomorrow. I'll go in early, I'll stay late, I'll do my lunch. So I think we have a pretty decent plan with incentivizing him. And again, maybe have a talk with him and tell him that you spoke with me and that we're very concerned about his grades, his well-being, his overall experience here at the high school. We think the world of Carter. So any other things that you think that we could do with Carter?
Yeah, if it is something that he's just dealing with some sort of depression, do you guys have, I know that you're probably more into the academic counseling, but also the well-being, and is that something that you all would be able to talk to him about depression, or I don't know if this vaping is like something that is causing some sort of chemical imbalance if he's doing it.
Right. Do you know if the vaping is nicotine or if it's marijuana or?
I don't know.
Okay.
I just found the vape pen. I didn't find anything else with it.
Was he transparent when you brought it about?
He admitted that it was his, but I don't know that he's completely telling the truth about that he's just tried it, because then why does he have a pen?
Right.
So.
Trying it would be borrowing somebody else's and trying it and giving it back.
Right.
Well, that'll be something we'll want to drag out of him somehow. I hope through this whole process we can offer him the lessons, the tutorials on vaping, and maybe he'll come out and be honest about it. If we do have random drug testing at the school that we can implement, especially if he's on a team, but that gets punitive, and so we're trying to be more restorative than punitive at this moment. But do you know if the girl vapes, if the girlfriend vapes at all?
I don't know.
No. I don't know her because she doesn't go to the school, and so we don't have a good gauge on who she is and what kind of influence that she could be on him. Do you see her as a fun, lighthearted person that Carter used to be, or do you see her kind of being?
I see her as being kind of a downer for him, and I think that's dragging him down. She's very, has a lot of controlling issues. It sounds like she wants him to be a certain way, and so I really think that a lot of this stems from that relationship, especially the fact that he's not doing things that he used to love to do, he's not hanging out with his friends he's had since probably he was in kindergarten. In fact, when they see me, they'll say, "Oh, Carter never texts me back," and so.
That's got to be hard on you.
Yeah. I mean, these are great kids, and so I really wish that he was still around them because they're the ones that, would influence him to be better at, his grades and getting, they're also on the baseball team, so they have that camaraderie. So that's really hard to watch him just disengage from all that and spend so much energy with her. But it's also one of those things where if we said you can't see her anymore, he would just completely rebel. We don't feel like we can stop him from seeing her because it's not dangerous or, we do see some detrimental things happening, but it doesn't seem to be, like horrible, abusive type of thing. It just seems to be that he's changing.
Debbie Downer.
Yeah.
It's interesting. And his friends, do they come around still, or have they kind of like, he's got a girlfriend and let's not bother him?
Yeah, every once in a while. So on a break, they might, if they have a long extended break where they're all kind of bored, they'll get together. But for the most part, they have stopped coming over as much as they used to.
We need to somehow get them to rally around him and help him see what he's missing in this whole school year.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
If we can get the kids around, or the friends that he used to have, maybe the baseball team. If and again, you want to speak with him and kind of see where we want to go with that, and you give me the thumbs up, and I'll talk to the coach, and we can see about getting him back on the team, and maybe him getting back on the team will have him associate with his friends a little bit more, and so. I wish we could somehow get to talk to the girl and ask her, hey, how's the relationship going, and just to let you know, this is what's happened to Carter ever since he's met you, and we're not blaming you, but that would be an interesting conversation to have with her.
That's something actually that might be interesting for me to try to do at some point. Not to say he's changed, but just to get to know her a little bit better, because we really haven't, because she is pretty quiet around us. But just to maybe invite her over to dinner and get to know her a little bit more. So you're getting me to think of some things that I hadn't thought of in terms of getting to know her and finding out kind of what her background is and what she's made of.
Right. Maybe that'll help Carter see a little bit more in her, and hopefully that can help out a little bit.
Yeah.
So to kind of wrap this up, and we can make another, what I'll ask you to do is go home and have a chat with Carter, and then get back with me to let me kind of guide me on how to help him best. I'm glad that you came in. I wanted to talk to you and let you know that we are aware of his slipping of the grades and just his social awareness around the school, and we notice that. We love Carter, and we want him to do well, and also to have a wonderful experience at the high school. So to get back with me on that, I love your idea about the giving him back the gaming pieces or the gaming time. I guess pieces wouldn't do him any good, but I might.
Here's your controller. Good luck.
Right. Good luck with that. We'll give it to the other one next week. And so we'll get him back on track with his gaming, and hopefully that's a bit of an outlet. Maybe a little bit less time with the girlfriend and a little bit more time with the gaming. I would love to see him get back on the baseball team because that's where he flourished, and maybe that'll be a good incentive for to get his grades up, and hopefully we can get Carter back on the right track. And so we'll set you up with another time where you call me and then let me know, and then I'll set that time up, and you can either come back in, we can chat about getting him on the team, and then if you'd ever want to do the vaping, schooling, that's an online thing, so we can just open it up for him to see. Doesn't have to go anywhere, nobody has to know he's taking it, so he can see the dangers of vaping. 49 people have died this year from vaping,
Is that right?
which is a weird stat that I heard the other day. And so it is a real danger, it's a real threat. It's very hard to pick up at the schools because they're almost odorless.
That's what I was going to ask you, if there was a policy at school about it.
There's a heavy policy, it's a no tolerance policy. However, they're as small as a flash drive, and they're odorless, and they don't have any smoke to them much, and so they're super hard to monitor. we do have cameras, but there's nobody monitoring the cameras 24/7, so it's hard to, back in the day, the cigarettes in the bathroom were fairly easy to
Yeah.
spot out. Marijuana in the bathroom, cigarettes
Mhm.
are easy to spot out, but the vaping's a new craze, and it, people don't think there's much danger to it, but little do we all know. None of us know anything, but we do know it's dangerous, so
Right.
if we can either mitigate that from the school or have him not do it at all, that would be in his best interest. The best way to stop smoking is don't start, and so if we can nip this in the bud, that would be a huge victory for us, even if his grades would stay the same. His health is important also to us, so get back with me on what you would like me to do with the baseball team and with the vaping school, and then we will go from there.
That sounds great. Thank
Awesome.
you.
Thank you for coming in today.